Hey, let's talk about some gear. I'm out for an afternoon stress reliever ride today, and I think I'll talk to you about some gear. So, I was never much of a biker. I did a lot of running, Spartan races, weight training, that sort of thing. Even when I was a lot more fit, I just didn't do a lot of biking, and it was because the hills always got in my way. And that's where the e-bike really shines, is in making the world accessible by flattening those hills. And it creates opportunities for you to get out and enjoy the outdoors and burn off some energy, burn some calories, get fit, see the world, all that good stuff. But because I wasn't a cyclist, I really was kind of clueless when it came to cycling gear. And so something I've learned in the I guess 2 months now that I've had this bike. I think it's more than 2 months now. I don't know, it's close to that. Anyway, one lesson that took me a little while to learn was shoes. So, as a former runner, I still had lots of running shoes. And so I just hopped on the bike with my running shoes and figured that would work out okay. Well, what I began to realize, particularly as I was using the bike for exercise and pushing myself hard, particularly up hills, is that I was finding that the running shoes were basically too soft to use on the bike. The soles were too squishy, too pliable, because they're meant to move with your feet as your feet are pounding the surface. But on a bike, you actually want a very rigid platform for you to push against. And I know that some cyclist friends of mine suggested that I get the shoes that you replace your regular pedals and you get these pedals where your shoes can clip into them. But I didn't want to do that, because while I do use the bike for exercise, I also use it for adventure, meaning that there are times where I'm going to want to get off mid-ride or ride to a destination where I'm going to want to get off the bike and walk around. And in those shoes that clip into the pedals really suck for that. You know, you really can't walk around in them. And so I did some digging and found that mountain bikers have their own shoes, and they are hard sole, leather upper, lace-up shoes. They look like regular shoes. They feel like regular shoes. And while the soles are definitely stiffer than regular shoes, you can walk around in them just fine. I'll put if I haven't already, I'm sure I'll put up an image of the ones I bought. These things are awesome. The sole is super rigid, and it's got just enough texture in it that it grabs onto the little nubby things on the standard pedals, and it just feels like your feet are locked in. When I was riding this bike with my running shoes, there were a number of times where I felt like my feet were slipping off the pedals, and they did, right? Where my feet literally like flew off the pedals because I didn't have the right grip and traction. These shoes, that has not happened once with these shoes. These shoes are locked in. They don't slide off the pedals. They give you a nice hard platform to press against. They are awesome. By comparison to the clip-in models, the only thing you don't get from these is the ability to pull up on the pedals. But I'm okay with that, because you know what? I never had that before. So I don't miss what I don't have. Well, as the weather started turning colder, another thing that I noticed was that despite how warm I dressed in terms of upper body, lower body, my fingers and my toes were getting really cold, which kind of makes sense because they're low circulation areas, but they're also sort of like leading edge for wind chill on the bike. And so I actually looked around for things to keep my feet warmer, and I don't have these yet, but I did find these booties on Amazon that are both windproof as well as waterproof, and that's probably going to be my next purchase. But what I'm doing right now to keep my toes warm is I got these great wool socks from Costco. These were awesome, super inexpensive, really nice, comfortable, not scratchy at all, and they don't add so much thickness that my feet feel snug inside the shoes, but yet they are really warm and keep my feet really comfortable. And then gloves. So I got a couple pair of these gloves, and I think I might got some debris in the, got some down shoe limbs here. Let's scoot over. These gloves are okay. I might actually continue my hunt for gloves. I do like that. I do like that they allow easy use of touchscreen devices like my phone. I can, there we go. Yeah, I can use my phone easily with these gloves. Just the index finger. And they are reasonably warm and reasonably waterproof, but I can already tell that as it's getting colder that I'm going to need something a little thicker. Maybe I might actually look for mittens, which I don't know if you'd still be able to use the phone with mittens, but these little skull caps, these are great for keeping your head warm, and they fit perfectly underneath the helmet. You don't even know that they're on, but it really offers some great heat retention, so that you're not losing all your body heat through your head when you're out here in the cold. And my favorite neon green windbreaker, I call it my please don't kill me jacket, because it's meant to make me very, very visible. Because one of the things you realize once you start riding a bike more is that people in cars are really only looking for other cars. They're not looking for pedestrians or bikes. And so anything you can do to make yourself more visible is going to result in a better day for everyone. And it's a nice windbreaker, and it's reasonably waterproof as well. It is fairly thin, so it doesn't generate a tremendous amount of heat, or retain a tremendous amount of heat, I should say. So you know, what can you do to prevent flat tires? So found there's various inserts. There's Tannis armor, which is like a pool noodle type thing that you fit inside the tire. There's Mr. Tuffy tire liners, which is puncture resistant strips of vinyl that go inside the tire. There's something called green slime, which is a liquid that you inject in, and it's supposed to clot the holes if you do get a puncture. And then there's something called FlatOut tire sealant. So I found a really cool video online. I'll link to it, from Area 13. They're a company that sells and services e-bikes, and they did this really cool video where they compared all four. And in fact, I think they had prior experience with Tannis armor and with green slime, but I don't know that they'd ever used Mr. Tuffy or FlatOut before. Well, they put these tires through all sorts of craziness, you know, using a drill and screws and all sorts of stuff to puncture them. The one product that survived everything was FlatOut tire sealant, and they make a couple different varieties. I'm using the yellow label Sportsman formula. It even comes with a little tool to remove your tire valve. So these are 26-inch rims with 4-inch wide fat tires, and it takes one 16-ounce bottle to protect both tires. So you do half a bottle, 8 ounces in each tire, and it's super easy. You just, you know, you don't even have to take the tires off. You do deflate them because you take the valve stem out, and it comes with its own built-in hose, and you just turn the bottle upside down. You got markers on the side so you know how much you're putting in. You put half a bottle in each tire, put the valve stems back in, fill up the tubes with air again, and you know, make sure you get a good seal around the rims with your tires, and that's it. The stuff will stay liquid inside your tires for 10 years, and it's the liquid has got all sorts of like little bits of rubber and Kevlar in it, and so it acts like as a clotting agent, much like your own blood. Like if you get a cut on your finger, you know, it'll bleed a little bit, but eventually the blood will clot and will stop bleeding. It's exactly what FlatOut does. So for as much as I've ridden on these trails, I think I've got about 600 miles on this trail with this bike so far. Who knows? I may have, who knows how many of those blackberry thorns I've run over and punctured my tire with. I have no idea, but I have yet to have a flat or even any noticeable loss of tire pressure, and I attribute that to FlatOut tire sealant. And compared to some of the other options, it's a hell of a lot easier to use, and a hell of a lot cheaper as well. For cold weather, this mock turtleneck shirt has been awesome. I've bought one so far, but I need to order a few more because it really helps to keep your neck warm. And the mock turtleneck portion is long enough that if you wanted to bring it up over your head, sort of like baklava style. I think I said that right, baklava? I don't know. I'm either describing a headwear or a Turkish dessert. But yeah, it's long enough that you can bring it up over your head as well, so it'll cover your ears and such, and you can wear it under your helmet. But yeah, just super soft, comfy, super warm, really nice for riding in the cold. These cold weather pants that I've got on, these are really nice. They've got this material on the inside. I've only ever encountered this once before with a shirt that I use for running in cold weather. I'm not even sure how to describe it. It's almost like this raised soft grid pattern of material on the inside that is just super warm. And so these pants, they've got pockets, so if you want to keep, you know, like if you've got keys or whatever, I keep like a little Fitbit in my pocket as well when I ride. And you can, if it's really cold, you could also put like thermal underwear on underneath. And they've also got expanding cuffs with, you got zippers down there. You can open them up so more easily slide on. They're also, they have reflective stripe on the side. So I got 2 pair of these. I'm probably going to get a couple more because these are really nice for riding in the wintertime.